On today's video, I'm going to be giving you an inside look of Facebook Messenger. Now, Facebook, they just like to change things up on you every now and then. And so if you've been kind of curious as far as like where to find messages from people who maybe you aren't connected with, or just how to navigate the new look of it, then stick around and I will be giving you a full tutorial. So in case you are new to my channel, what's up? My name is Sherri Brown and I help busy work-at-home moms to rediscover their voice, build a solid foundation for their business, and show their kids what's possible. And on this channel, I do everything from book reviews, product reviews, tutorials, as well as actual social media and marketing strategies that you can use to take you further faster when building your business online. So if you're new here and you're kind of vibing with it, then feel free to subscribe. Just make sure that you hit the bell so you get notified as I upload new videos every single week. So a little disclaimer before we kick off and I show you the tutorial, show you an inside look of what Facebook Messenger now looks like. I did just want to kind of give you a heads up to let you know that what you're about to see is a Facebook Live that I did where I did this tutorial over there. So, you know, if there is a little bit of engagement going on, you're going to know why. So let's go ahead and jump in. What I did, I just pulled up, I've got my phone right here, and I've just pulled up the Messenger app, okay? Now, this has a completely different look. I will say that I am using an iPhone. All of my software is up to date, so I'm kind of curious as to if your Messenger has completely changed yet, or if you still have like the look of the old Messenger. Because I'm going to tell you like one thing that I'm really not loving about this new Messenger, and then also just kind of where everything's at. What's up, Jelena, my little Narnian sister from another mister? And so basically you can see right here down at the bottom, there's basically 3 tabs. So this is completely different from the look before. It used to before, everything was kind of like across the top here, and hopefully you can see my mouse, but one big thing that's changed is all of the conversations are now in like one stream, okay? So everything is in like one place, as to where before you had messages like your standard messages, and then also, let me know, hopefully it's okay. It looked like I froze up there for a second. But before, you basically had like 2 different places for messages. You had like this for just one-off messages, like one-on-one conversations. And then there was also another tab for group messages, because I do a lot of group chats. And I am not loving, if I'm being totally honest, that they took away that and put it all into one big bunch. I'm not like the biggest fan of that. I wish there was still a dedicated tab for group chats to where they aren't just completely all bundled. And so Jelena said it's totally changed, and I almost flipped out when I first saw the change. Chastity says yes, hers has changed too. What's up, Tori? And so you basically now, let me move this up to where you can see it. You have 3 tabs. So this is like the main chat tab that we're on right now. And then if you go right here in the center, and I don't know if you actually noticed this, but this down here in the center where it shows this number, I wish I could zoom in to where you could actually see it and where it was going to be a little bit bigger. But this right here is telling you how many people are currently online. And I will give you just a little tip. Whenever you're posting on social media, this is something that I go by, is I always look to see how many people are online before I actually post to social media. So if the number is super low, I will wait to post until that number gets a little higher. So it's going to look a little bit different for you, but I kind of know, like, if I put up a post and there's a certain amount of people, then my post generally does a lot better. I don't like to wait until there's like 900 or 1,000 people on, because I feel like at that point it's almost kind of peaked. And if I post when there's too many online, it doesn't seem to do as good. If I post when there's too few online, it doesn't do good. I usually like to post, for me, when there's around like 6 to 750 online. That's generally when I seem to get like, I can kind of ride the wave. So I post when it's a little bit lower, but then I ride the wave as like more and more people are getting online. That's just an extra little bonus tip that I was going to tell you about. So But the center button right there, this is for just people, okay? And they really put an emphasis on both this first tab, which is the chat tab right here that you're seeing, and then the second one for people. There's a really big emphasis, if you can see across the top, on stories, okay? Stories are becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. And from what I've been hearing, stories, as far as just the amount of views, like stories will actually surpass the news feed in views by like the spring of this year. So I'm kind of curious, let me know right now, are you using stories as part of like your social media rhythm, as part of like your day-to-day strategy? So stories are pretty big. Now up here at the top, let me go back to the first tab right here, this chat tab. Now, this first thing that you see, this new message request, this right here is what you're going to click to get messages or see messages from people who you are not friends with. They're basically bundled into this like requests folder. And so a lot of times people didn't even realize that this actually existed, or they didn't realize like that if somebody messages you and you're not actually friends with them on Facebook, that they go into a completely separate like space. But they do, okay? So that's where you can find that, is, you know, this first little chat feature. It's right up here at the top, new message request. Now, when I click over on people and I go up here to this little person in the upper right-hand corner and I click on that, you know, you can also see your message requests right here. Let me move this down a little bit, like right here. So if I clicked on that, you're also going to see those message requests there as well. Now, another thing, if I go back, that I want to tell you about is, let me go over here. Like if you click right here on your picture, like your profile picture, up at the upper left-hand corner, if you have a business page, this is where you're going to be able to see the messages from your business page, because here recently they've changed the look of what a business page looks like from mobile. And I'm like, dude, like where can I find my Facebook messages without logging into like a desktop, right? Because that's annoying. So if you just click on your profile, you can see what pages that you are an admin of. So if I just click on Sherri Brown Coaching right here, this is where you can actually pull up and view all of your messages to your business page, okay? So it's in a completely separate place in Messenger, but those are where those are located. So just wanted to kind of tell you where that was. This is also where you're going to go to change like your notifications, because I have it right now, and let me know too how you have your notifications. But I am so big on like productivity, and I personally know that I get distracted easily, okay? So I make sure when I click on notifications that my notifications are turned off. Like I don't have, like if I go back to my screen, this is my Messenger app. So there's no number that pops up that tells me a notification, because I don't want to constantly get bombarded with different notifications like when I'm working on something. And so I have mine turned off, but I will tell you that that's where you can turn or edit like your notifications for Messenger if you find that you have that squirrel mentality. And let me know if you do. I would, suggest going in there. This is also where you can change like your status if you want people to be able to see whether you're online, whether you're offline. You can add your username. You've got story. There's all kinds of stuff in here. Most of it, I don't even kind of mess with. But that is where you go to find your messages from your business page, edit your settings, and things like that. Now this third, let me scroll up. This third tab, like down here, you can see this. This is now a Discover tab where you can, I guess, discover like new places you've got for you, and then businesses. So if I click on businesses, you can discover like new, I guess, business pages that they might, I guess, think that you want to connect with. I don't know. I would personally rather not have the Discover tab and go back to giving me group messages in a different tab and not bunching it together. That's me. I don't know. But so I probably won't ever even use the Discover tab. I'm just going to stay like right here on this first tab. And again, you can see how stories are like the main focus, the main like focal point. You've got this little camera button right here. So if you click the camera, I can like, you know, take a picture. I'll show you like a back end view of my system, like as I'm recording this. So as you can see this, if I click this little arrow right here, I can also like add it to my story. I can choose who sees this. You've got all these different options up here. So you can write on your picture, like, you know, by clicking that little A, and you can change the color. You can click here. You can add like a poll. You can add like all this stuff, location, poll, all that kind of stuff. Let me click down. This button right here, let me click it. I'll show you what it does. This is where I guess, okay, this is a shortcut to a poll. So I'm holding on this, and then I'm just gonna drop it down to the bottom and throw it away. Let me go up here. And then I can save it. So like down here in the lower left-hand corner, I can save this picture to my phone. I can add this, like if I take a picture, I can add it to my stories, or I can simply take a picture, this arrow down here at the bottom, I can click on it, and then I can actually either send it to my story, I can add it to my camera roll, or I can send as a message. So if I wanted to send it to Lisa and Jelena, I could do that. If I wanted to, I could not post it to my story just by clicking the button, and I could just send a picture directly from there. So that's what the camera feature does. And then of course, if you click this upper little like pencil, this little square with a pencil in it, that is how you are going to, you can do group chats. You can find somebody, message them. So if I wanted to do a group chat with like Jen, and then let's say I click on this search, and then I want to add Jelena. Let me see if she comes up. My internet's being a tad slow. Okay, Messenger and internet. Okay, maybe I cannot send one. But this is how you do like the group chats. You can add like multiple people to a chat, is by doing this. My computer is just, my internet's just being super slow, which is why that's not working. I just click cancel. But yeah, you can go through here and choose who you want to add to a group chat. You could search their name, then just click OK, and it creates like a group message. So I'm just going to click cancel. So yeah, that's basically a quick little rundown. And I'm curious to know if you're liking the new Messenger. I'll get out of that. If you're liking the new layout of Messenger, I'm kind of curious to know. Well, that's all for the tutorial. If you got some value from today's video, then be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. And if you know anybody else who's using Facebook Messenger and maybe they're just like, what the F, like it's changed on me, then feel free to share this out. Sharing is caring. And today's question of the day: what other tutorials would you like to see on this channel? Is there anything that you're doing on Facebook and maybe you don't know how to do that you would like to learn? If so, just put it in the comments below and I will be happy to create a tutorial just for you. With that being said, hope you have the most amazing day, and until next time, bye for now.